Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Writing Gal Pals podcast, where we talk all things writing and reading. We don't even have that written down.
I know, you're so good at it.
It's just so natural. Do you think we need to start introducing ourselves?
I do. Yeah, let's do it. Go for it.
Take it again or just go with who we are?
Go with it.
Okay, cool. I'm Lily.
I'm Casey.
I'm Gigi.
And I'm Michelle.
And we're Writing Gal Pals.
Okay, should we start with the Twilight mishap?
Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Gigi, give us a recap on what happened last time.
I would love to provide a thorough recap. Okay, so essentially what happened technically is that we recorded a phenomenal episode full of giggles and
It was a lot of fun.
And unfortunately, our SD card filled up 2 minutes into recording. And so we don't have the Twilight episode. However, would love for a 30-second input from Michelle on her experience reading Twilight for the very first time as an adult. How much did you love it, Michelle?
I could do it in 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Hated it.
No, sorry.
That was 1 second.
1 second. No. Okay. So quick recap. Yes, I can see where if I was probably like this teen, like young teen, sure. But yeah, as an adult, writing wasn't my favorite. I thought it was really boring. I thought the only like exciting part happened on page 300 something. Wasn't a fan of Edward.
Wait, you have to share your reason why you didn't like him because of his temperature.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so 2 reasons I didn't like him. Because what is it though? What is he? What was
Chuckled.
He chuckled at everything, and it just is so condescending. I just wanted to reach in the page and smack him. And then
I think you explicitly said what 17-year-old guy is hot when he chuckles like 20 times.
Exactly. And then so the cold thing. So I hate being cold. I hate it. So every time she talked about like wanting to touch his porcelain skin, I was like, nothing about that sounds good at all. So yeah, that was more than 30 seconds, but
I loved it.
Not a fan.
Yeah, and then we almost got into a fist fight.
Yes,
you missed that.
Yeah.
It would have been a really good episode.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry.
It's just for us to enjoy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I'm still here. They haven't kicked me out of the group.
We have the memories of that,
We do.
so
We
it's
have the
fine.
memories.
And to conclude, we will be forcing Michelle to watch Twilight with us one night.
All of them.
All of that. We're
All
actually
of them.
planning on doing a little writing retreat, maybe in the fall. And so I think we could record our raw reactions to watching the movie.
That would be fun.
That would be so fun.
That would
Just
be
have
fun.
one camera focused in on
One camera. We're recording on Gigi's phone.
Yeah, we've got a plethora of cameras.
to tell people.
Oh, sorry.
And so that's what you missed. And we're here and we're back and better than ever. Why don't we start by talking about what we're reading, and then we can maybe go into what we're writing and any other fun life updates. How does that sound, ladies?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to take it away? What are we reading?
I'll look at Lily.
I just finished the ACOTAR series last night.
You finished the whole series?
Yeah.
Shut.
It was 2 weeks of my life.
Oh my gosh.
I feel free.
Yeah.
She says,
Where'd all this time come
she
from?
says 2 weeks of her life, and then literally each ACOTAR book is like 600 pages. So how many?
crazy.
I mean, what's 6 times 4? It's like over 2,000 pages in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was. I did nothing but read those books, and like partially, like it was my fault. I could have taken a break, but I was just having too much fun reading them and wanting to know, like, where the story went, and wanting to be caught up. So I enjoyed it. I'm excited to see who we're going to get the next point of view from, and just kind of see where the story goes. I could see myself possibly maybe delving into the other books.
I was actually going to ask you that next. So Throne of Glass.
Yeah, that one seems like a very scary commitment because I just wasted 2 weeks of my life.
Not wasted.
On 4 1/4 of books. I can't imagine what I would do for 10. So I'm just like a little nervous about that. But also I'm very much in, like, that was so fun. I had so much fun reading the books. Like when I say wasted, it wasn't a waste. I enjoyed it, but I really did nothing besides read these books. Like I didn't watch TV for 2 weeks, except for like Formula One, but that was different. And
Oh my god, my brother and his wife are like nonstop watching Formula One. I'm like, what is it with these tiny ass cars driving around in circles?
it's so good. But that's for another podcast.
Okay.
That's not for the Writing Gal House podcast.
Fair.
But yeah, so I think what it was though, like speaking of Twilight, in the episode where we talked about Twilight, like we talked about just like how much of like I think an impact that book had on the three of us for various reasons, but one of it being it was just like that true phenomenon, and I felt the same from this series from ACOTAR, but just for like adults, you know, like it's not Twilight obviously, but it was really fun reading the books. I really enjoyed the characters. I loved being obsessed with a book series again. Like I loved just how much I loved reading it. Yeah. So yes, it was 2 weeks where I did nothing, but I wasn't like mad at myself. I was having a great time. Like I was just like tunnel vision. Don't talk to me. I'm reading these books, and it was so fun.
That's awesome.
But I am like kind of in
The SJM universe.
Yeah, I think I need like a slight break, and I need to read like other books off my TBR. But I'm also very much like, I was looking at my TBR and there aren't any like romantic-y books on there, but I want another one, but I don't know that I want it to be SJM yet. Like I almost kind of want like a completed romantic-y series to read. Which I understand that Throne of Glass is completed, right? But that
but it's big.
That's
like,
a daunting
big
book series to me. So like I want to be able to do it.
Read,
yeah.
So yeah.
So if you guys have recommendations, I guess I'm kind of on this kick. I'm gonna take like a break and read some non-romantic-y because I'm so caught up in like the ACOTAR world. I need to like cleanse my brain. But just something to think about over the next couple of weeks. If you guys have recommendations, I'm on board with my education continuing.
Yeah. Okay, but what was your favorite book in the series?
Akomath.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. I mean, Gigi and I were talking and before everyone got here, and the same like, I want to read this, I need to know what happens next. I felt that while reading A Court of Silver Flames, but like I was so distracted in my day-to-day life not reading Akomath. Like I was like, and I literally sobbed like in that one chapter. I was like it was late at night and I was crying and I was like, this is the most beautiful love story I've ever read. Like, and so I think that one's just like my ultimate fave because it really felt like you were being introduced to the world, but then also you got to have their love story. But I really liked A Court of Silver Flames, and that is like, I was looking at the Goodreads ratings, and I mean, it has good ratings, but a lot of people gave it like 1 or 2 stars.
Can I give you a little story about my experience when I was reading A Court of Mist and Fury? That was right.
Yeah.
Right? I come out. Okay. So I just like, I get these random memories sometimes. And I have this memory, when I was reading it, my parents were building their house. And so they were in a rental house. And I was dog sitting for them. And I was sitting on their back porch. Like, I had pulled up a stool. Like, I wasn't sitting in their lounge chair. No, I literally pulled up a stool because I needed to be in the direct sunlight. I love heat. And I'm reading it. And it's the scene where they're like, they go down. It's Bone Carver or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm like reading that, like they're underground, and I'm like here in the sunlight. And that's it. That's my story.
Love it.
Yeah. But I'll keep talking. So what I'm reading right now, little more backstory. I have been having the worst luck with books ever. Like, I will read the first 150 pages of the book and be like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm loving this book. And then by the last 2/3 of it, I hate the book. So I had that happen to me with A Feather So Black, with Sunrise on the Reaping, and with Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. All 3 of those. First well, actually, honestly, Sunrise on the Reaping, I just didn't love that, period. But Swordcatcher was so boring. A Feather So Black was so boring. And then I'm like, is there something wrong with me? Then I pick up The Rose Bargain, which for our viewers is really pretty. And it's literally like Bridgerton, which I was obsessed with very recently. meets the selection, which I was obsessed with as a teenager, and a Cruel Prince a little bit. And it's like reading so quickly. I'm having the most fun. It's like the kind of book where you don't have to spend any brain power on it whatsoever. You're just reading it and you completely understand. And I think that's been my issue, is like I've been having to think too much. Like when I read, I don't want to have to be critical a lot of the times, because as a writer, I have to think so much about like my own story. And so I'm like, I need to read to escape. And so when I have to think about like intricate politics and all this stuff, that's not necessarily like what I'm looking for at the time. Mm-hmm. So when I'm reading this, I'm like, girls in pretty dresses fighting over a man because he's rich. Sign me up. Easy. I know what's going to happen. I know how this shit's going to play out. And yet I'm having a great time. And then I just wanted to share, because it came out today, and I got it in the mail on Amazon. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which I'm hearing a lot of mixed reviews about, and I'm just so excited.
I have heard the romance isn't really there.
I've heard it's a subplot,
and people are upset that's
hard
not.
to imagine.
I don't know.
Yep, I know.
That's the number one. Like, I've seen multiple people giving it low stars because the romance isn't there.
Apparently, it's very Taylor Jenkins Reid-y, like kind of interview style. I know. I actually think I'm gonna love it. But we'll see. The only time will tell. We'll check back in on the next episode, because I know probably 3 of the 4 of us will have read it, and then we'll be saying, Michelle.
Yeah. Well, I like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is like one of my favorites.
Okay.
I loved that book.
See, I feel like if I'm saying this as like not having read it at all, but I'm like, if you're going to start with Emily Henry, Michelle,
maybe this is a good one. Yeah. Cool.
So, what are you reading?
So everything you're saying, I'm 100% feeling right now. So I'm finally reading The Covenant of Water.
Oh.
But it's like 800 pages. I'm going to go like way too much information right now. They say Capricorns age backwards, and I genuinely feel like I'm doing that. Like I was like this deep, like philosophical, thoughtful person, and now I'm like, I just want to have fun with stuff. Like I just like, and so I love this because this is what I'm like. I love these types of books because it's I love, character development and stories about, your family or just like your lifelong stuff. Like I love that stuff. But I really just want to have fun with what I'm reading. Like that's all I want right now. So I'm reading that. I'm literally on page 30, and I've been reading it for probably a week. It's just one of those. And so I feel like what I need to do, I think, is read this in tandem with something.
Yes.
Which I've never really done, but it feels like one of those. Like I'll pick it up for a couple pages and just get the meat of something, but I really want to read something fun on the side. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, I do that with TV shows. Like if I watch something dark, I need a comedy after.
Yeah.
So if you need suggestions, maybe the Magnolia Parks book.
Oh yeah, and it's actually sitting on my desk. I do need to grab that. I do, and it's funny because I think I haven't picked that one up because it's a big book, and I keep grabbing these chunky books, but that is literally on my desk. I need to. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks,
Casey.
I am reading.
The dog's on her lap.
First of all, let me just say, Gigi, don't read Blood Over Brighthaven right now if you're in the zone of just wanting something fun.
Thank you.
Super political.
Thank
so
you.
yeah, it's very heavy. It's really good. I read that one maybe like a month ago now. I still stand by. It was like one of the best books I've ever read, but very dark, very heavy.
Yep.
I'm reading the first Hunger Games prequel right now. Not Sunrise on the Reaping.
Songbirds and Snakes.
Yes, yeah.
A Ballad of.
Yeah.
What are you, Yoda?
Weirdly enough, yes.
Yeah, you're looking kind of green these days.
I am loving it. What y'all all read it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were y'all's thoughts like?
I loved it.
I loved
Yeah.
it. I loved it.
I loved it.
I did love it.
I so loved it.
I really loved it.
Did you like it?
I did. I listened, which I don't typically do, so probably a little bit of a different vibe for me.
Yeah.
I
But
listened too.
I did. Yeah, I did really, really like it.
Okay.
I'm in line with Gigi with the new one though, and I know we'll talk about that later.
Oh my god, twins!
But I'm
Wait,
fully in sync with you on that one.
Have you finished that one? Or are you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I'm the only one slacking. Sorry,
Okay,
y'all.
this is gonna be
This is gonna be a fun podcast.
fun one because I gave it a really high
I
rating.
know. I
Yeah.
almost hope you love it, just so that we have
More
this
balance.
You guys probably won't. Like it'll be you guys against me probably. Like I feel like it.
Well, see, yeah. So I'm so curious because I just thought, like, I saw your review first, and then I started reading this one, and I was like, yeah, I absolutely love this. Like, I expect the second one to be the same. And then I saw y'all's reviews, so I'm like, well, I'll just try to really enjoy this one, so that if the next one isn't as
In
good.
all honesty, though, with you reading them so close together, I am interested in yours.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I know we're supposed to do this later,
can't do
so
it.
we can't do it now.
We can't
so
do it.
There's
We'll
a reason
save
I'm
it.
interested
We'll
in
save
yours.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put a pin in it.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying that one. I feel like I am enjoying the like deeper, kind of like opposite of what you were saying.
Okay.
I think because I read a couple really garbage romantasy books
Yeah.
that were like too much non-thinking. It was like the author didn't think when they wrote it. And so that just kind of burned me out on that a little bit. It like I think so many people are trying to be Sarah J. Maas and like redo the Shadow Daddy and like, okay, let's do something new maybe. So I don't know what I'm going to read. Well, I do know what I'm going to read next. I'm going to read Sunrise on the Reaping. But I don't know what to read after that. I wanted to read Great Big Beautiful Life, but now I'm scared.
Well, you know, I will
Why
have
are
it
you
done
scared
by
because of the lack of
Sunday.
romance?
Well, just if the reviews aren't great, but I'm going to read it either
yeah,
way.
yeah.
So, yeah.
I have like a really hard time with Emily Henry romances. They're either one, hit or miss for me, and two, send me into a book slump no matter how much I like them.
Oh, interesting.
She's my favorite author.
Oh, I love her, but right now I'm nervous I'm going to give that a low rating too.
Yeah.
Not for the lack of romance in it. I really don't care because I like her style of writing, and also if a book is good and there's not a lot of romance in it, whatever. I'm not going to judge it based off of that. But so out of her 5 books, I like 3 of them. 2 of them I don't like, and I'm just nervous it's going to equal itself out, and it'll be 3 I like, 3 I don't.
Yeah.
But like sometimes, like some of her books have like resonated so deeply with me that after I'm done reading them, I go into a slight depression because I'm like, fuck.
Well, nothing's either gonna live up to this, or
or it's like, ooh, that was really rough, and I don't want to read like I want to do something mindless or whatever. So I always get nervous reading a new book of hers. So like part of me like probably started a new book this afternoon, and probably part of the reason why is because I was like, well, I can't read that right now. It's gonna send me into a slump, and I'm on such a high that I can't do it. That I'm like, let me put at least one book in between this and Great Big Beautiful Life. So
you guys, if you're not subscribed already, you literally have to. We have so many exciting things to talk about. We have got M-Head. We've got Hunger Games.
Yep.
We're gonna bring it back to Twilight at some point. Okay, let's kind of switch gears since we haven't talked to you, our audience of 4.
Mike, you 4.
What's everybody writing? Are you still working on your what we talked about, what you've been working on, and how's it going?
Michelle?
Yeah, let's
Sure. I feel bad because you guys have heard of this a million times, but I'm on my 1.5 draft, which I'm really loving this process. I just really am. I think because anyway, so to explain, I figured out that I'm an underwriter, and so you want your first draft to hit 85,000 words, and I was at 60, and I'm like, I don't know what else you want from me. Like it was just one of those, I'm like banging my head against a wall, and so I was like, okay. This was the first time I've ever been able to like sit down, start to finish, and not go back and re-edit, not get hung up on this and not do that. And so I genuinely, for the most part, hadn't read anything that I had written. And so here I was now going back up to the top and reading. And so I'm calling it draft 1.5 because all this other stuff's going to need edited. I'm going to be adding too much. But it's been so successful. And it's just so neat to like fill in all the gaps of things or make the one chapter into the next so much more smooth, or just all of that. It's just been a lot of fun. And it's going faster. Like I'm adding a lot more content than I would have thought, So it's been really, really great. I'm super excited by it. I'm hoping to do enough to be done by June to then take off a little bit of time in, like, because I'll be away for those 2 weeks in June, and then hopefully then to really actually edit, which will take me, that will be time consuming. But I'm hoping to get to a solid point by end of May.
Cool.
So
It's been really cool watching you, like, I feel like a struggle is too hard of a word, but I watched you, like, struggle with cranking out that first draft, like, but now I see you, like, so excited all the time to write, and I feel like you have been writing more.
I have been, for sure, 100%. Yeah.
And I mean, that's not to say, like, each part of the process I think is different for everybody. Like, some people love drafting, some people love revising, some people love line editing, but I feel like this is, like, where you
loving
excel.
this piece. Yeah,
That's
sure.
cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I guess squeezed Rosie too hard. She's been very needy this episode. She's always needy. I literally was, I went to the shed to do like 20 minutes of shed yoga. I teach yoga once a week on Fridays. And so I like to practice my sequence, before teaching it. And so it was pouring rain and the dogs were like staring at me from the door. And then, they decided to brave the rain just so that they could come bother me in the shed. They just are the most needy dogs. Oh, God. Casey, what you writing?
So I'm in like a very similar place, like a step behind you, but I also feel like I should call this draft 1.5.
Yeah.
Because I just wrote today for the first time in like a month, like actually wrote something, which is really exciting. I think I was inspired by you, like getting into this, reading your draft and like editing it. I'm like, man, I need to get back into like actually doing something. And then like editing yours too. I'm like, I'm working on all, or like, part of y'all's thing. Like, yeah, I should probably get back to my project now. So it was really fun, but I feel like I've been looking at the second draft kind of the wrong way, because I've been thinking like this is just where you go and like patch up things and then it looks pretty good and you just need like line edits. And when I went in today, I was adding like so much brand new stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like another first draft. Like if I let y'all read this, you'd be like, you need to fix all of this because it's not like edited. It's brand new stuff.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting part of the process, but it was really fun.
I was gonna say, are you liking it?
Yes, it was really, really fun, and I like that it makes sense now. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to put this in there because why would she do that?
Right.
Here's why she would do that. So I do really like it. It is intimidating, just the thought of it, like it's supposed to be getting closer to this like perfect product. But I really want to share it with y'all. I'm hoping sometime in the summer when like things slow down a bit for me. I hope that I'll get more drafted and share it with you.
I can't wait.
I know. I'm so excited to read your stuff.
Yes. And
Improv.
I learned today that at the Write Share summer camp, there's going to be like a self-publishing panel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So I feel like that you're going to be like, you're going to be in the perfect spot for when you hear that.
Get all inspired and
Sign up for Write Share summer camp if you haven't.
Another side note, there's a woman that I work with that went to school for English. She's an English major. I know she likes to write. We were talking about the back, all this stuff. And I'm like pushing my chair down her throat. I was like, I swear to God, it's not a cult. I swear it's not a cult. And I'm like, I will stop. I will leave you alone if you tell me to leave you alone. But I really want you to do it. So it's just funny because I was like, please join.
So speaking of Write Share, I did bring that up for a strategic purpose, actually. I have been given permission, if we kind of just like tell the audience how we all met, we can promote our podcast on the Write Share Instagram.
Oh, yay! So we're gonna have to get a lot better.
Yeah, but I mean, because this could be usable, I don't know, but for those listeners who don't know, Write Share is a writing community in Greenville. Where you can do intensives, where you kind of like spend time learning craft, critiquing each other's work. There's also some poetry classes and a summer camp. And all of this is open to writers in the local Greenville, South Carolina area. And the four of us actually met at one of the Write Share mixers. I mean, I think is when we kind of connected and we were like, hey, we should start. Hey, do you guys want to write together? And then we had this like undeniable chemistry as friends.
Obviously, you can hear us.
And have been writing ever since. And then we started a podcast because I think we all felt like there is a big space missing for writers and readers talking about just period, talking about it. Not talking about periods because
Well, if it comes up.
I mean it's natural.
It has, actually. Like,
Has
we
it?
talk about
Yeah.
the Crimson Moth book.
That's so true. Done. Yeah.
Bringing
Listen
it
to that
back.
episode
Previous
if you Lily, what you writing?
I'm in between right now. I just submitted the Bruce Willis piece that I had you guys all read
So good.
yesterday. So I submitted that to a magazine, and I won't find out if I even get published for like a whole month or something like that. I think they said no one would hear back before like May 30th or something. So yeah, so who even knows? Like, but I submitted, so there's that. So now I'm just kind of like in between. I have essays written that I'm with the intent to edit as a like possibly like a collection. So now I have to go and like look at an essay that I've already written and start maybe editing it or adding to it. Like sometimes I have just an idea for an essay and it's written down on one page. So I just need to go back and look at the archives and pick the next one that I'm going to start working on. So
That's
TBD.
awesome. Yeah.
But I'm not writing anything right now, but that's okay.
Do you feel like you're getting back into a time frame? Because I know obviously Swoon took up so much of your time recently. Do you feel like you're getting back into more of a rhythm? And if not, that's okay. Just
I
curious.
think so. I feel like I'm less exhausted.
Yeah.
Or like I have a better handle on the balance of everything that I think I can actually put in the effort to meet and write.
So can you teach the rest of us how to balance all that?
For real. Yeah. I mean, balance, it's like I have to up my anxiety medication, but like I've got it down.
Yeah.
Like I know that needs to happen now. But yeah, I think like I'm able to like find like actually make that a priority, I think is what I'm trying to say. Like it's not the thing that I don't have time for anymore. It's the thing that I want to make time for. And hopefully like when we get back, I mean, maybe it'll be honestly even through the summer, just with all of our individual plans, but like with how consistently we were writing at the start of the year, I think that would be super helpful. And I might do the next intensive for Write Share anyways.
Yes.
So
I think I might too.
as I body check you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think I'm able to prioritize things a little bit better.
Yeah.
Not that it's an easygoing process, but I think honestly the first time I had written something since October of last year was a couple months ago at this point for my Substack, and that was like, oh my god, I finished something. That was nice. And that's just kind of led me to, I finished that one essay, which again, you guys are all going to remember it and be like, I have to read it. Don't. But it's the orange one, and then I submitted the one yesterday, which was halfway written again. It just needed to be edited for the prompt and everything like that. So I feel like it's picking back up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll just make this a promotional video or a promotional podcast for Write Share. But I do just want to point out, because I don't know how much we've talked about this before. You just made the comment about us all writing. You talked about us meeting like sometime in the summer. And this is a product of Write Share, but it's these women here. Like literally the only reason I was able to complete a first draft in any capacity in a year. Like the only times I wrote was meeting with you guys, and just the motivation and the drive behind it. And I think this is why I love, as much as I love the content that you get out of Write Share, the community of this. And I'm sure a lot of that's just us too, but like
besties.
Yeah, exactly. Like we found each other. But it's so huge. So if anybody that's out there is like, just finding the time or the balance, it just means so much to find your people and to force yourself to sit down and write.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to plug that.
People always say like, oh, writing community is huge, but you hear community and it's like, I know for me before Write Share, like my husband had read like one page of something I'd read, and that was it. And I was like, I don't really think I'm that kind of person. Like writers are solitary.
Yeah.
And then same thing, like I had been struggling with a draft of something that was crazy and a mess for 5 years. And then we started meeting. I'm sentimental, so I know that it was June 7th because I looked the other. Or no, sorry. It was. I think it was July 7th, maybe, because it was after.
Oh, it was after. I was gonna say your wedding's gonna be our anniversary.
No, I think I was going through my calendar and saw your wedding, so I was thinking June, but it was in July. So I was like, we have to meet on that day, like the first day that we like got together here. And
that's cute.
So cute.
But yeah, like I literally wrote a first draft starting last summer up to now. And it's totally because of y'all. And like the magic of this kitchen table.
It really is. I left Right Chair that first intensive with maybe 35 pages because I was so stuck. And then by the time that will come around, we'll be like, it's just huge. I mean, look where Gigi is. I know we're going to talk about your stuff right now, I mean, it's fucking incredible. Yeah. Excuse my French. Like it just is.
French.
Yeah. So speaking
apparently I have a good French accent. What do you think? No?
Better than mine.
Better than mine.
I felt supportive until I just felt facial expression.
I think it was just the direct eye contact we make that I was like caught off guard. I don't know.
No, this is beyond Andre, my fiance. This has like honestly been like the greatest joy of my life. Like bringing you guys into my life and like you guys letting me into yours. Like. And obviously Right Chair is part of that, but like you guys. Yeah. So
retweet.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only one who didn't say anything.
Like ditto.
Copy paste. Quote Gigi. Lilly. You know?
Yeah. I felt that. So TLDR is I delivered to these gals my second draft to really go through like and offer whatever feedback they were willing to give. Michelle got a pass because
I'm the worst.
She's gonna read.
Friend ever.
She's gonna read the next one. And Lilly and Casey are like quite possibly changing my life with their edits. They are giving the most insightful, respectful, yet like, hey, here's some jean shorts, guys. And they're like, girl, have you noticed all the patches in it? And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it has patches. Okay, I need to sew those up. And so what I've been doing is very carefully sewing, like hand stitching, because the second draft was hard. It was fun, but this is like exerting more brain power than I truly have like the energy to exert, because it's really like, I know I'm making a lot of metaphors, but that's how I think. It's like facial reconstruction versus like Botox. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And
that's a really good analogy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I feel like once I get through this part of it, I'm gonna have something really, really good. Because I think what I delivered is workable, but but it's not. Like I want it to be like, oh my god, the agent sees the first 10 pages and they're like, oh girl, like I need to offer representation. This shit's awesome. And then I want them to read the full manuscript and offer representation. And so like I just really want my draft to sparkle. And Lilly and Casey have been instrumental in helping me get there. All that's to say is I need a fucking week off of work so I can just sit down and look, because it's like nice. It would be so nice. I just don't have the capacity to like I was telling Andre, at this point of the process, I open the Word doc, I look at a comment, I look at my page, and I go like this for 5 minutes. I close my eyes and I think, and I have to think for 5 minutes, and then I can start writing. Like it's less more of a like type, and more of a okay, sit, stare,
yeah, because you have so many things in there, and it's just like connecting them, but like keeping the like web all together. It's tricky.
It's very tricky. But we'll get there, and it'll be a better book because of it. So, thank you guys. Thank you in spirit.
Thank you,
Michelle.
Well, I will. So I do. So this is purely to defend myself, but not. No, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. Because I'm totally kidding. But I've read a good chunk of this stuff because of our Right Share. Because Gigi and I ended up in the same group twice. All that to say, I love what I've read. It's so good. And so I'm really, really excited just to see the difference. And I was fortunate enough to read even a section of it that was draft 1 to draft 2 and just amazing. So I think it's phenomenal.
Thanks.
I'm just terrible that I'm not reading this and dissecting this.
You're not.
Honestly, it's working so well. Like, and then her comments will make me think of things.
Yeah.
And then I feel like next time if you jump in and then like we're all, it just works.
It would be a lot.
I couldn't read 3 at once. Yeah. I would be like so unmotivated. Like, how am I going to do this kind of thing?
That makes sense.
Well, and it's also nice, like, depending on who's ahead, like we'll come across each other's comments either first or second. And it's nice though, because I feel like we're not always commenting on the same things. So true, it's not like we're just going in. I mean, sometimes we agree on like kind of major things, but then like Casey will point out something. I'm like, oh, I didn't even reckon, like, duh. Yeah. And I had glossed over it or vice versa. And it could just be like a really small, like, inconsistency of like, she wasn't holding the gun here. And I'm like, she wasn't.
There's a lot of guns.
Like, but like, it's nice to like have like 2 catching those, but at least they're not the same one. So it's not like we're just going over the same thing and you're like, I get it. She wasn't holding the gun there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're finding it helpful.
Yeah. So helpful. Yeah. So helpful.
So cool.
Great. Yeah.
And you've already started. So have you reached out to any more? Did you query any more agents?
No, I want this thing to be as good as it can be. Yeah. I watch a lot of writer YouTubers, which I do want to start doing. And a couple of them have like gotten their, they've gotten agents of representation, and then they've gotten, like books on auction, which is like people
that's cool.
fighting for their books.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it's so fucking motivating. You dropped one F-bomb and now I'm dropping them like flies. So no, I haven't. But I'll get there. By now my deadline is the wedding. June 7th.
You won't have anything going on until then.
No, not at all. Totally chill month of May.
Super
You'll
chill.
be able to get a lot of it done.
Super chill.
Actually, so I don't want to stop talking about this. So I've never watched anyone on YouTube. I've, obviously follow a lot of people on Instagram, but what's that like?
Okay, so I'll leave some links to my favorites in the comments. But it's a really small, like, writing community on YouTube. But there's a few girls that will write, they're full-time writers, and they'll do like days in the life. And then there's some that will be like my 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5, and they'll share that. And then they'll share also like their revision process, their querying process.
Cool.
They'll be like,
very cool.
They'll be like, guys, like I queried 20 agents today, haven't heard back from any of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that alone is probably motivating, just because you know that you hear it all the time. Stephen King on writing talks about the fact that he had like the hook that was falling down. Yeah, but it's still, again, when you're in your own world and you're not around those people to hear it all the time, it's just nice to hear.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of like more craft talks or instructional videos that I listen to, but my favorites are just the vlogs. Yeah, like here's what I do as a full-time writer. Here's how I make it work, balancing work and writing. And then because of the community is so small, like these videos will get a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 views. I'll like comment, and then they'll like thank you or something. And so it's like kind of cute, like a little online community. So
that's very cool.
And then most of the girls are probably anywhere from like, I would say 25 to like 45 or something. So yeah, I'll put some resources in the show notes so y'all can. I'll put links to all of the books we talked about. I'll put links to those girls. And then I actually thought maybe today we can finish up by doing a promo. If any of you guys have something you want to promote to our audience, to our listeners.
Can I still swoon?
I was like, I don't have anything to promote. What are you talking about? I do. Yeah.
No, you could go ahead. You can do it.
Do you want to share, please? Swoon has a pop-up on this Saturday, the 26th, weather permitting.
Yes, yeah.
it'll be fine. The weather will permit. And it's Indie Bookstore Day, and we're partnering with Mercado Coffee Cafe over in Malden, and it's really fun because they let me name some drinks that are book tropes, romance book tropes. And I'm going to have Swoon merch t-shirts available. So I'm very excited about that.
Set one aside for me,
I will. No, I was going to, but they deliver tomorrow, so hopefully they look as good as they did in that photo I sent you guys.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of blindly doing that. But yeah, so that's what I've got. I think that's all that I've got.
That was what I wanted you to say.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know. The Regal Cinemas has recliner chairs, so I'd like to promote that too. It was very exciting for me this weekend. Yeah. They're very nice and new, and you get a table tray. So if you're on Haywood, Woodruff. Yeah.
Casey.
So it's funny because I was like, are we talking about podcasts or authors? And then I was like, oh no, Swoon. And then I was like,
but you have a podcast.
Well, we do have a podcast.
And macarons.
Yeah.
You guys so much fun.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't I let you talk?
So we do have a podcast, me and my husband, Matt. It's called My Fantasy Husband. He is reading Fourth Wing right now, very slowly compared to how we read, but he is right in the middle. She has met her dragons.
Taryn.
Yeah.
And Andarna.
Yeah.
Oh,
also,
and Andarna.
please forgive me for all of my horrible pronunciations. Lily called me out, and I appreciate it, and it's only going to get worse.
I'd be right there with you.
I'm excited.
No, it just threw me off. Riorson threw me off.
It should have, yeah. I'm going to try to do better.
No, you're fine. You're perfect. Don't change anything.
So, and then also I started a macaron shop, Casey's Macaron Shop, and I got to do an event with Swoon, which was like the best day of my life. It was so much fun.
Everybody really liked the macarons.
The whole event was just like, it was so cute.
Yeah.
The plant store and the
pictures
authors
were
sitting
awesome.
on their little couch and the drinks.
Yeah.
And just like the whole vibe. Everyone was so happy to be there.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It was so much fun.
Good crowd. Like the energy of everybody, and they were super talkative towards the authors, which was intentional. Like they weren't just yelling at them, but it was.
The authors were like, they had kind of a good
rapport. Lauren Connolly was in conversation with Annie McQuaid. Annie had a new book come out, and Lauren played like a really fun game about tropes. It was like a good time, and people got into it, so it was fun. And I got to use my umbrella.
Yes,
my drink umbrella. Anyways, Gigi, were you done?
Yeah.
Okay, so Gigi.
I'm getting married on June 7th. I'll post the invitation online in case any of you guys want to come. I'm just kidding. Please don't come. It's a very small wedding. I don't have anything. Michelle.
I don't have anything either.
Yes, you do. Your Instagram.
Oh, that's so different.
No, it's not.
Thanks, guys. This is why I love them so much. I was having a really crappy day, and Gigi gave me flowers. Anyway, I have a Bookstagram talking all things books.
She posts review videos, writing updates.
There's Twilight on there, so if you want some more Twilight.
I like. So
and you
come
have the
check it out.
Cutest setup in front of your library.
It is really
Every
cute.
single video, I'm like, I
need
look
you
at
to
my
teach
one
me.
bookshelf, not even like my one bookcase, not even completely full, and I'm like, one day.
No, I appreciate you saying that, because I'm always like, people probably want me to move.
No,
it's great. It's so cozy.
Cool. Thanks.
No.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
I think, folks, that's going to wrap us up today then.
Yeah.
It's been real. Check that show notes for literally all the things. And drink some orange vanilla polar seltzer water. It's delicious.
Looking for sponsors.
Okay.
See you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.